Let Us Be Muslim, a book written by Sayyid Abul Mawdudi, edited by the late Mr. Khurram Murad. May both their souls be blessed by the Beloved. Firstly, an introduction by the late Mr. Khurram Murad. Sayyid Abul Mawdudi's Khutubat, of which Let Us Be Muslims is the new and edited English translation, is no ordinary book. A collection of ordinary, familiar themes and plain truth expounded before ordinary, illiterate people in plain words from their everyday language. It has, by the mercy of Allah, stirred more hearts and impelled more lives to alter their course to live in commitment to their Creator than any of his more erudite works. Many, I'm sure, would share this impression of mine, who, like me, have been led by his inspiring writings to join the cause of Allah. For who can forget those gatherings where the participants often reminisce about things that had brought them to the Islamic movement? As one person after another rose to tell his story and mentioned Sayyid Maududi's writing, I still vividly recollect one answer overshadowed all others: the Khutubat. To express my own indebtedness to this book, I can do no better than to confess that I have now been reading it for nearly 4 decades, and every time I found it as fresh and inspiring as ever. Even today, I find myself speaking and writing without the least embarrassment words and ideas from the Khutubat as if they were my own. How did this book come into being? As Sayyid Maududi tells in his own preface, soon after migrating to Darul Islam near Pathankot, which is now in Punjab, India, on the 16th March 1938, he started to gather the nearby villages for the Friday prayers. To them, in every congregational address, Khutbah, he tried to explain the essential message, the basic teachings, and the spirits of Islam. Those addresses were collected and published as Khutbah. First published in 1940, since then it has been published in various forms and languages. A popular series has been that of 6 separate booklets: Hakikat al-Iman, Hakikat al-Islam, Hakikat as-Sawm as-Salat, Hakikat az-Zakat, Hakikat al-Hajj, and Hakikat al-Jihad. Translations in Bengali, Hindu, Tamil, Malayalam, Gujarati, Telugu, Sindhi, Pashto, and many other subcontinental languages have also been made and published since the early 1950s. The English translation came out 35 years later under the title The Fundamentals of Islam, published by Islamic Publication, Lahore, in 1975. In all these different forms and languages, it has gone through innumerable reprints and is being constantly reprinted from many places. Many organizations, even individuals and admirers, have published its part for mass distribution, yet its need remains as fresh and its demand as high as ever. Sayyid Maududi's impact on the contemporary Muslim world is not to be measured by the sale of his books, great as they have been. It is doubtful if any other Muslim writer of our day has so many readers, or is so avidly read. But what is important is that his sincere, convincing, and passionate voice has left indelible imprints on the minds and life of his readers. The real measure of his impact, therefore, is the emergence of whole new generations of men and women who have been inspired by him to lead lives of meaningful faith. Iman in Allah, his messenger, and his book, and of dedicated struggle jihad in his cause. No doubt his example in launching and leading a major Islamic movement has played a crucial role in this process, but it is in his writings which have made a greater impression, deep and lasting, far and wide. Of all those writings, Sayyid Mawdudi's word in Khutubat, those spoken in the narrow confines of a mosque in a far-flung part of the world, have exercised an influence very far and beyond the time and place in which they were first spoken. They have found a response in the hearts and minds of their readers in true proportion to the sincerity and depth of his message and purpose. They have led many to recognize their inner inconsistencies and make their faith and commitment sincere. Here, in Let Us Be Muslim, then, are the words which have touched many hearts and evoked many responses. What fills them with life and power? What makes this book extraordinary? For on the face of it, what Sayyid Mawdudi has said in those addresses is very ordinary and commonplace, indeed so ordinary that many readers might, after one quick look, want to put the book away without reading any further. Is this not the same stuff, they would say, which we hear day in and day out from our pulpit? Obey Allah and His Messenger, pray and fast, and everything is going to be all right. To such readers, I would say, let us together explore at some length what Let Us Be Muslim means to say. Read the book, and you'll find that even ordinary things once placed in Sayyid Mawdudi's discourse acquire quite an extraordinary quality, or at least in our time, that quality has become extraordinary. This is because he makes those words breathe the same sense and purpose as against their merely lexical or cultural meanings which they are given in the Quran. Thus, molded afresh by the Quranic message and burned in the crucible of his heart, the very thing which looks so lifeless and irrelevant to life, such as Iman and Islam and the five pillars, acquire a life and revolutionary ardor that must have had when they were originally proclaimed and instituted. Then the placid worlds of our beliefs and practices which we had always taken for granted begins to tumble down. Then we begin to find the will and courage to be Muslim. Subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim.